Good morning and welcome to Sunrise. Sunrise is part of Dr. Surajit Khanna's Returning Youth Initiative, where we are returning post-incarcerated and at-risk youth back into society by providing them jobs, opportunity for ownership in companies, food and the places to live, transportation, whatever is needed. And we are also doing this to at-risk youth, which would be 16 to 29 to 30, and also young adults that are post-incarcerated, 18 to 30. Now, Sunrise, we're on every Monday and Wednesday, and what we do here is a number of things. We either highlight a young person and their life and get some insight into what's going on in America, or we highlight some organizations that are providing benefits to the incarceration people of today. But today, I am very, very excited to announce that we have Anitha Kunnath. She's a rising fourth-year osteopathic medical student from Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine in Bradenton, Florida. She's down here in Florida. Her parents are from India, and they've been in the country for over 30 years. She's one of three daughters. All three are in the medical field. All three are going to be doctors. I'm very impressed, very impressed. You have fantastic family. We're going to hear about that, your parents. She's applying to medical family medicine to help families. And you know what? This is not the most popular avenue to go. It's not the most lucrative, but I believe it wants to help people. And she wants to become a family medicine physician. I also want to say Anitha is helping as a volunteer returning youth with a major presentation that I am presenting to the Elevate organization in June. And she's been a phenomenal help. Welcome, Anitha. How are you?
Thank you so much for allowing me to come onto your show.
Thank you so much. Our podcast is small, but we have an effective audience. I want to ask you, what is it that maybe helped you not, let's say, get involved with gangs, get involved with drugs, get involved with crime? I know that you mentioned to me previously that the only in interface you've had with crime is when you're working in the emergency room. These people would come in handcuffs and you'd have to help them anyway, right?
Yes. So I would say I grew up very privileged. My mom worked as a nurse. My father worked as a nursing home administrator. And so growing up in my household, we were always told that our job was to study, that like education was the most important thing. Like that would be our biggest responsibility to bring to the table. And so we were always told to focus on our grades, focus on our SAT scores, ACT scores, college applications. And we were also told, like, always have a goal in mind. So even in high school, we were told, okay, what career do you have in mind? What do you think your life is going to be in the future? And so with that in mind, especially studying all the time, there really wasn't much time to do drugs, to do any gambling, to do any other activities, partying.
Gangs.
Yeah.
Wow. So as you're studying, was there a feeling as you're young that you were missing out on things, or was there a feeling that you're moving towards a goal?
Honestly, I think it was really fulfilling to spend a lot of time in clubs. Like I was in mock trial. I remember in high school being like prosecutor, lawyer, and getting to play as the lawyer in a murder case. Or I remember being the leader of yearbook club. And I just thought these were just as fulfilling. Like honestly, in between doing clubs and studying, like I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything.
I want to be clear. You're not talking about the clubs where they play disco music and you're
No,
drinking. You're
absolutely
talking
not. No.
you're talking about the clubs in school, high school and college that you're
Yeah.
doing things with other students. So you have a sense of belonging, right?
Yeah. And you feel like you're doing something either competitive and you feel good if you do well, or you have doing something that's community and you're doing things with your friends. Like I had friends in all my clubs and we would just hang out together while also doing something together.
And would you say that these friends who were also involved were not doing the other things we mentioned about, like drugs, partying, gaming, whatever?
No, I would say they say that you're the summation of the top 5 people you hang out with. And I would say that the 5 people I hang out with the most, like, we all had really similar goals. A lot of them ended up in medical school or physician assistant school or similar career paths. Some of
Well,
them went to computer science, like.
there's a very interesting saying that says the exact same thing that you just said, and I love it, Anitha. It's wonderful. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you have? Let's say there's a young person in high school, they don't feel like they belong. Let's be honest, a lot of times the cool kids don't want to hang out with the geeks in these clubs. They want to be the basketball player or the quarterback. But some of that stuff isn't necessarily bad, but it's also temporary because it's only like a high school stuff. What advice would you basically have for kids? You're a little bit older now, but for kids younger than you, high school, college, to kind of get on a path that's beneficial for themselves?
So I would say that there have been so many more clubs that came out in the last 20 years. You can join like frisbee club, volleyball team, you can join a book club, like whatever your interest is, there is a club out there for you. Whether it's in school, whether it's you creating it yourself, or whether if it's just like a community event that you find online. So I would say that like the times have changed. You can find a group of people who build you a community. The other thing
Wow.
I would say is that when you're young, especially in high school and even early college, there are so many more opportunities out there that want to help the youth. So I would definitely take advantage of it. Like there are scholarships out there for high school students. There are summer research projects you can do. There are summer camps. There's volunteering you can do. Like, I would honestly just take advantage of it. And the most important thing is just like searching online and looking for those programs.
Let's be honest, those things benefit the individual primarily. They're not there for the benefit of the teacher or any other organization because it gives you a goal to go towards. I want to thank you so much for joining us, Anitha. This was very exciting. I also have to say, your parents are from Kerala, India, is that how you pronounce
Kerala,
it? Kerala,
Kerala,
India.
India. Mhm.
I want to give a shout out to them. They're
Oh,
excellent
thank you.
parents. I admire them. They've raised 3 wonderful daughters in the medical field that are going to be helping others. And if you come across in your studies or in your practice any crime, any individuals, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much. We're on Sunrise every Monday and Wednesday in the morning. Please join us as part of Dr. Surajit Kunnath's Returning Youth Initiative. We're returning post-incarcerated and at-risk kids back into society. Thanks for joining us. I will see you on Wednesday.